Hello, young people. Today I'm going to teach you how to roast sweet potatoes. All right. What I've done here is I've cut them all up into cubes. All right. Got a really big knife that's super strong. Don't attempt to cut a sweet potato unless you know what you're doing, because these things are tough to cut. I usually cut mine in half like that, and then I cut the half in half again. The very end of the sweet potato looks a little ganky. Cut it off and compost it. I've got the oven preheating right now, 400 degrees. Remember when you're holding your vegetables to make sure that those fingertips are inside. It's like a bear claw, right? You don't want to cut your fingertips off. And your thumb is always behind these four fingers so you don't cut your thumb off. If you don't know how to use a knife, get somebody to help train you before you start cutting stuff. So all my sweet potatoes are ready. And just because I am roasting vegetables, I want to go ahead and take care of a few other vegetables that are just kind of hanging out in my refrigerator and just kind of spice it up a little bit. So, gonna get a smaller knife for my garlic, and then a little bit smaller knife for my onions as well. So for my garlic, you gotta cut the skin off. I'm gonna cut the skin off these guys. Top and bottom. Once I get the top and bottom off, I can get the skin off easier. I know there's easier ways to do it, but sometimes I just take my time, do it this way. Okay, all those tops here, all this gonna go in the composter right here. And then I'm gonna peel that skin off. If I'm going ahead and roasting some vegetables, I might as well roast a little bit of some other things too, just because it's easy. You throw it all in a pan, you leave it alone for 30 minutes or so, and then you enjoy. So once again, my oven is at 400 degrees. It's preheating right now. Now I've got those garlic pieces about where I want them. The smaller ones I'm gonna leave as is. The little bit larger ones, I'm just gonna cut them in half, okay? And I just reached in my refrigerator to see what I had going on. I had half of a red pepper, half of a red onion, half of a white onion. So I'm just gonna cut those into some big chunks. Get rid of that little stuff in the composter. And then I'm gonna cut this in some big chunks as well. All that's going together. Got like 4 mushrooms here. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them. Don't need to add them into anything else. And then I'll show you what else I'm gonna add. Outside I've got rosemary. And I just take my finger and I drag that rosemary off so I don't have any of the stems in there. Pinch off some at the top. Rosemary is gonna give it a nice flavor. If you don't like rosemary, don't use rosemary. This peels off pretty easy though, and it's okay if it's chunky. And then I also have some thyme grown outside. So the thyme, same kind of thing. Grab the top, pull the leaves off. The leaves is all you really need. But if you have some stems of thyme, that's okay. It's not as chunky as the rosemary stems. Just add some herbs in here for additional flavor. We're going to be partnering this sweet potato roast with some grilled fish. Had some frozen fish, took it out to thaw yesterday. It's in the fridge, and I'm going to be grilling some fish for lunch today. We have some tilapia and I think 1 piece of flounder. So that's probably enough thyme, probably enough rosemary. The last thing that I'm going to show you that I'm adding in here is already in the bowl, and that's cherry tomatoes. cherry tomatoes are really delicious. And when you roast them, you get kind of blistered. And I already got my cherry tomatoes in here. Now I'm just going to dump all of this in here. All in my big mixing bowl. I need a big bowl here because I'm doing a lot. And there's no way I'm going to eat all these sweet potatoes for lunch. Only me and my wife really eat them. I'm going to cover it in olive oil. But these sweet potatoes, after you roast them, they usually hold up for several days in the refrigerator. And just heat them up. Give it a good dash of salt. Pepper. I like a lot of pepper. And then we're going to go for some crushed red chili flakes, like you put on your pizza. This really will heat it up, but I like my food really spicy, so. Then after that, you're going to toss it. Okay, don't make a mess. You got to figure out how you can do it so you're not making a mess, but you also want to incorporate all the ingredients. Maybe a little more oil. Excuse me. There's a lot of food on this tray, so it may take 45 or 50 minutes, but I'll stir it every 20 minutes or so and check on it, and you'll know when it's ready. And that's how you do roasted sweet potatoes. Thank you.